Welcome back to Master Your Ash. Tonight, we will be smoking the Lampert PCA exclusive 2023. This is a 6.5 by 56 Toro Gordo, courtesy of Lampert Cigars. The blend uses an Ecuadorian Criollo 98 wrapper over Ecuadorian Habano 2000 binder and fillers from Brazil, the Dominican Republic, Nicaragua, and Peru. They came at the same $16 MSRP as the Limitada 2023, and I unfortunately did not get an opportunity to try one of these last year. Beautiful triple cap at the top, the 6.5 by 56. We're gonna light this up, give this a shot as the Limitada 2023, one of my top cigars of the year, on a lot of lists. A lot of people talked about it. Kingpin release also went over quite well for those of you out there that like the flying pig kind of style. Off of the initial lighting, we get a little bit of spice to it. 5 or 6 out of 10, very manageable. Some well-aged tobacco flavors. They are kind of, there's a ton of baking spice that comes off of this stick, along with a slight wood and rancio characteristic, like a barrel-aged wrapper would have. Peanut shells, complexity, a little bit of minerality, and rich mineral earth to the blend itself. I'm gonna smoke this down for about 5 or 10 minutes, and I'll be back. In the first third of our Lampert PCA exclusive 2023, and we are having a tough time. It's definitely cold outside, which does not help, but we have had kind of a canoeing burn on this side that I've tried with a little bit of effort to touch up, and then we're also getting a little bit of lift on the wrapper. The flavors are also a little bit off. Very minerally, very metallic. It feels as though that there's possibly a lot of moisture that's trapped inside the cigar. I thought with the Humidi Meter reading at 70 that we would be okay, but it is pretty squishy, unfortunately, and the band does not move. So maybe the cigar just needed a little bit more dry box time, because obviously with the fermentation and the blotching on these leaves right here, it's not exactly the best. I'm going to try to smoke this down until we get to the primary band and through the second third, and see if it improves as we move through where it was just a little bit moist and wet. If by the time that we're at the primary band, or at least close to it, we don't get a little bit of improvement and some actual more flavor, because the minerality, the earthiness, and also that metallic kind of flavor is taking over whatever we had going on in the blend with the peanut shells and the barrel spice. Yeah, if we don't see a dramatic improvement on it, because it's just like smoking air right now, unfortunately, and then just the minerality. If we don't see an improvement, then we're just going to put this one down and call it a did not finish. Smoking on down the second third of our Lampert PCA 2023, and yeah, this has not been going better, unfortunately. You know, every brand has a dud here and there, and we all, unfortunately, even some of our boxes that we buy and whatnot, we made it through the blotching, we made it through the tough burn lines and the little lift on the wrapper, and although it's a bit wavy now, it seems to slowly be correcting. It's just not one that I'm going to invest any more time in. There's a whole bunch of like super drying minerality on the palate, leather, just dried leather and wood, and then those barrel spice and rancio notes that have picked up to about a 7 or an 8 out of 10. Overall, this one just feels uninspired, does not taste good, tastes off, and it unfortunately tastes like it was just a little bit too fresh or too over humidified to smoke. I got this from a B&M last week, and in the time that I've had it, it did not leave the pack that it came home with. So unfortunately, just seems as though that this one was hanging out for a little bit too long at the B&M, and their humidor might have been a little bit off, unfortunately. So I'm going to blame it on that. We'll give another one a shot sometime down the road and see if the PCA 2023 can redeem itself. It's the story how it goes, right? The Lampert Limitada, one of the best cigars that I smoked last year, the PCA exclusive released, you know, so it sucks because I've had nothing but flawless sticks from them pretty much up until this point, but we have to call it what it is. So thank you all so much for liking, commenting, subscribing, continuing to grow the community. I apologize that we had a did not finish on this particular one. I appreciate you all. Let me know in the comments below, you know, what's the last cigar that you had that was a did not finish or got disqualified or DQ'd early. And I look forward to catching you again for another Lampert cigar review.